Or maybe just the way Twitch is, I guess. I don't know. See what happens. It might go, it might boot. I don't know. Apologize, guys. Because it keeps booting. Don't know with the Twitch thing. Internet's pretty good where I'm at, so let me see if it goes. Whoops. So now I'm gonna let Bigo see what's up. What up, guys? How you doing? Morning. Shout out to Bigo Squad, live on Twitch. I was getting the Twitch going first because I'm still new to Twitch. I go live, but it just keeps booting. Don't know what the deal is. So how you doing? How's it going? How's your morning? How's life? How's family? How's your health? How's your mansion in your head? What we're gonna show you yesterday. That's I'll tell you what it says. So all my shirts in the front gonna say, free therapy, life coach, 1,000, keep it 1,000, Ron Rio, and then my podcast, 3D70 Red Pill podcast. Then this shirt says in the back, it says, you don't need people in life. The only person you need is that person in the mirror. You want people if they want you. All about matching energy and not taking energy. If they are taking energy, actually it says if they are taking your energy, why are you allowing it? And this is 1,000. So, and then meanwhile, I capitalize certain words, the keywords. Remember this shit. Everyone speaks different wise. English is English. Spelling is spelling, whatever wise. So the people are like, why do you capitalize certain words? Because that's a specific word that, it's a keyword. If, like right there it says, if they're taking your energy, why do you allow it? Or why are you allowing it? That's you. It's not an I. It's not your kid. It's not your parents. You wise, And so on and so on. And with that said, when you start making shirts, speaking positive, all that shit, you're going to see a lot of people lose the disciples that don't want to look at themselves. The people narcissistic, they will talk shit to you, getting defenders about it. As an individual, I like to share the Spanish culture, Hispanic and Spaniards, especially the boys. 98% of the boys can't teach me shit in life. All of them. 1% of men, we're talking about vibing if they actually want to work themselves and progress in life. The girls and the women, 95% can't teach me shit, but the girls, women, and single moms in Spanish cultures, Hispanic and Spaniards, guess what? They're my followers. We're talking vibe every which way. Because I'm a male telling a female story in our shitty culture, especially in shitty-ass relationships. So, just because you have a good job, go to church, talk about God in Spanish culture does not make you a good person, because that's why it's called machismo, aka narcissism. I can talk about God, have tattoos of rosary and God, etc. wise, passages the Bible, but that does not make me a good person. I'm verbally, physically my girlfriend's ass, open her ass wise, right? And cheating on her, and I love her, and I love God, and I go to church. Make that shit make sense. I love making fun of it, because, I won't ever deal with that shit again in my life, ever. Not never, ever. Because you use the word never, it's defying logic. Don't defy logic. Use every word, but ever. I mean never. I won't. I'll avoid. I'll stop. Whatever the situation is, whatever word it is, then you progress in life, And with that said, there's on TTY, I'm on there, but in reality, I don't do lives there. Nah, it's worth it, boss. It's worth it as an individual because, look what I talk about. Matter of respect to Beagles, why I don't like these podcasts, because you actually interact to the fullest. And out of all the apps I'm on, right? So with that said, and for sure, first and foremost, shout out to Fresh, her agency. I believe it's hers that she started, whatever situation is from Thought Agency. That's why I'm a host on Bigo. Actually potentially make money off this because, in my head, I'm Joe Rogan status, famous wise, physically. Hasn't happened yet, but with that said, because I don't push my content. So that's right now I'm working on my Twitch wise. So with my podcast and my YouTube, and then from there I'll start cropping this 1 minute TTs etc. wise and put it on my platforms. So it'll show my date etc. wise on there, and that's why when we go to my YouTube, my podcast, you'll see it's gonna be all out of order to be current today as we speak, or 3 years old, live TT sessions, pod, etc. all the good stuff. Because I'm only one person doing a bunch of one-on-ones every day above ground. I'm telling a story and that's it. So that's what I do. I'm here for the girls, the women, and the single mothers. Boys and narcissistic, who's disciples, fuck you and your feelings. Use my narcissist traits to shut up my empathy simply because I don't feel sorry for you at all. I don't give a shit about your sob story. Men, you actually working on yourself, being more empathetic, and do self accountability and shit, trying to progress in life. We talking about it. No one's perfect. We have our flaws, but here's the kicker. Don't be too hard on yourself once again, because if no one taught you all the shit I talk about, all my tattoos, and guess what? You're a blue pill like I was, stuck in the general cycle. I just tell a story now. It took me 30 nights of my life, that's at 42, to say what I'm saying. That's one of my buddies' wives. He's like, Damn, you got more tattoos? Like, yeah, man. You get more on your face? Nah, I'm done with my face. I still gotta do my neck. Really? Like, yeah, on the side of my neck. Damn, how many more tattoos you gonna get? Like, I have, fuck. The intent is to finish all my tattoos this year, why? So next month I have 4 sessions. So I go ahead and finish this arm, my positive messages, and then finish this arm, do my triceps, and I start doing my neck. And then where my heart's at, I'm gonna get what my second band moms told me, because I did this bullshit concept, which it was crazy, because that's why I love TT, because in TT we can vibe with people that are more open-minded. They tell us stories why it's right. So I did this. I thought I was the only one who created this concept. It's called 80-20. So my first baby mom just showed me, right, every which way. So you know what? The next girl I'll be with, I'm only gonna give her 80% of my heart. I'll keep the 20 as, like, as a reserve. So if they cheat, whatever situation, they break up, it won't hurt as bad, right? So did it work out that way? No. Did it? The thing is, like, I tell them, I didn't like to them. I'd be like, yo, this is a kicker. You can give me 100, but I'm gonna give you 80. What? You don't have to be here. That's your choice. Why? Because I got destroyed in the last relationship. I'm just, keep holding on 20. So the downfall situation, when you don't match energy and give it your all, then one person trying more than the other, that's when it becomes a competition. And it's not to be a war nor competition relationship, but it tends to be, right? So with that said, when my second baby mom's watched the situation, not physically died, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally wise. And then when when you go to breakups, you go, desperation mode every which way. You're trying to, we'll work it out, we'll do this, we'll do that. You'll say whatever, do whatever to get them back, quote unquote. But here's the kicker: if the relationship's over, it's over. It sucks to say, yes, but guess what? It's a blessing in disguise. Right now you don't see it, but in time you shall. So with that said, whatchamacallit, sorry, thank you. With that said, whatchamacallit, once again, you go desperation mode, man. It's and the reason why, because you're scared. Even though the relationship's been shit, right? My second baby moms or us, 7 years, usually because you're scared to be alone. You're scared to start all over again. And that's the shit. 95% of years, like I was, we were broken, codependent, not knowing. We were blaming ourselves. We need people in life. You don't need people in life. You want people in life if they want you. Matching energy and not taking energy. If they're taking energy, why do you allow it? Not your kids, not your parents, etc. Right? So with that said, I was telling her when it was pretty much over, I was to do it again, etc. Be a family again, all that good shit. Now I'll give you my 20. She's like, what? Now I'll give you my, my rest of my heart, 20%. She's like, I'm not trying to be mean to you, but remember all those times I cried, said for 7 years in bullshit, the shit you put me through was, that's the same pain I had, man. But you're just having it right now. So the 20%, keep it. You're 7. She told me you're 7 years too late. So with that said, or my heart's, I'm gonna tell you where it says that. It's gonna say, you're 7 years too late. And that's when I died, fucking bawl like a bitch, cry like a bitch, because it's the truth. I'm too late. And that's why the intent is, give it, keep it 1,000 up front, right? But remember, like, pour into the potential to be wise, but don't over pour. Don't over love. That's a downfall when you're too empathetic wise. That person to be with, give them all, which is cool. But remember, be also observant. If they're match energy, cool, we're talking about vibing, do your thing, most definitely. But if they're taking the energy and not matching your energy, then why are you allowing it? Do you believe that, like I believe, the more I love them, the more she'll respect wise to love me back? Like, that is their choice to match your energy, to talk to you, set it wise, So that's why all my tattoos is basically a little personal story, yes, but it's a lot of our stories. And from there wise, it's a map to life. Because all you have in the universe is empath and narcissist. But with that said, everyone is an empath and narcissist. What? Y'all got Lucifer and God in you, man. Everyone's got BPD, bipolar, borderline personality disorder, and NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Oh, I get the phone. Oh, shit. Never come stressful on the sun this March, I'm gonna help you. Never come stressful on the sun this March, I'm gonna help you. Solicitors. Anyways, wise. So that's why, I'm gonna get that tied on my arm. So to trigger who? Therapists, counselors, psychologists, psychiatrists, life coaches, relationship coaches, narcissist creators. I love when they think about like, that's not true. Not everyone's got BPD yet. NPD, you have to get diagnosed. Like, who the fuck says that? A man-made person? The fuck? How are you a good person and you're verbally, physically whooping your partner's ass, your kid's ass, your own self? Because they're gonna leave you, right? So now you start freaking punch yourself, breaking bones and shit, because you're scared them, for them to leave you wise. Yeah, welcome to codependency wise. If the relationship's over, it's over, and that's it. I make it sound easy because why? I worked on myself. I don't need a partner. I want a partner. It's about matching energy, not taking energy wise. So with that said, I'm gonna talk about certain things wise because like my one-on-ones, you know, I'll talk about the subjects we talk about, and then from there was when I upload my, you go my Bigo, but when I go into my my YouTube, my Spotify, podcast wise, I'll forward it to you wise. Because here's the kicker, like remember this, all you kids behind the screen, young adults, middle school, first of all, middle school, high school is dead ass. I'm gonna trigger a lot of y'all. Like why y'all in relationships, dead ass. Because what fucking hearts and feelings, this heart and feelings is very, very fucking deceiving. Because then remember, if you break it down, I'll keep it 1,000, right? So women offer what? Communication, comprehension, love and lust, whoever they're with, it's all there. All they see is that person, right? Us men, aka boys, since we're more narcissistic, what do we offer? Toxic love, lust, drama, trombones, and trauma. We do communication, no comprehension, and from there, wise, our fucking eyes are bigger than our mouths, so our eyes wander. We're too lustful, right? So with that said, welcome to opposite attract. So with that said, in your middle school, high school relationships, why? You're about to go through a breakup, I promise you that. It sucks to say, but hey, I didn't make the rules, I comprehend it. And from there, wise, you're in middle school, high school, going through a breakup, your partner's cheating on you and shit, and you're in middle school, high school. Wait till you graduate and get out of high school, and you go to the majors, us older adults, you're about to get mopped up every which way because we older adults, obviously older than you guys, been through the bullshit, dealt with it wise. Now here's the kicker. I'm an older adult, right? I'm 42. I can talk to any 18-year-old female, 18 to 35, female wise. Am I acting nice? Am I being nice? Am I offering love, or toxic love? If she can't read my energy, body language, tone of voice, facial expression, especially my eyes, then guess what? I can make her hella good, cloud nine, and little does she know, I just want lust, and that's it. And that's my narcissist traits. Everyone has narcissist traits. Every which way, the intent is to control them. Every which way. And with that said, that's definitely your choice. So that's why you're middle school, high school. I love y'all, but I tell my kiddos, you're going through shit right now. Wait till you get older, And I didn't tell my older daughter she's about to be 21. She's going through a little toxic relationship bullshit. And I was like, you saw me dying at 39 years old. 39 years old. I'm telling you what happened to you, and that is your choice, your journey, most definitely wise. But I go here, little Mexico. All you got is what? Fucking fuck boys and fuck girls. This ain't. I go, why? I've been single like 14 months now, I believe. Celibate like Rage. I go, little Mexico. What is there? I go, why didn't your father have a girlfriend by your side? There ain't no potential out here, boys. I speak way too much. Especially in Spanish culture, I speak Japanese. This is like no, it's a wrong. Talking in Spanish culture, I give no fucks. Like I'm here to tell a story, guiding for one. That's it. If you don't like it, keep scrolling. If you're locally wise, you call me crazy, but guess what? I'm crazy and blessed. Y'all saying go to church, love God, and you talk to your relationship. Your man's cheating, you're still fucking there. Make that shit sense. Make that shit make sense. And I tell them that's definitely hey, I pray for that shit. That is your relationship, your issue. You see that door right there? And yes, I get it. You said that, but see that door right there and talk to your relationship? Why the fuck don't you leave? Dead ass. Why don't you leave? If you know a relationship is toxic, what is holding you back from leaving? Especially scenario, there ain't no kids, then guess what? Keep it simple. There's no kids involved. You don't know about co-parenting and all that shit. Because everything changes when you have kids, man. And you got marriage, divorces. It starts getting worse and worse and worse. Right? But let's just keep it simple. There is no kids involved at all. Your relationship is toxic as fuck. Your partner is verbally, physically whooping your ass. And they're cheating on you 1,000 times. And you're still there. Why do you stay there? Why are you playing, planning, hoping, manifesting? Do all in the 40-cent matrix wise. Do your rituals, do your spells, go see who you gotta see, and they're still cheating on you. You're wasting all that money, and they're still cheating on you. Why? Because you can't fix it or save them at all. That is their choice, their journey to stay loyal, trustworthy, or body hop like crazy. And if they're body hopping and you see it, and you're the partner, why are you staying there for them? Why do you allow it? But remember, you're more empathetic wise, you got religion, culture, nothing wrong with religion at all. But if you're more empathetic, godly like, you believe in your head like I did, I pray, plan, hope, manifest that they change your ways. Like, yeah, you can do that all day, every day, but here's the kicker. They won't. Because if they were, they would try to do better. They would try to get along with you. It wouldn't be a fucking war zone at all. And that's the worst part. When you come home and you got to see your partner and y'all look at each, you don't got to talk to each other. Just give a look like, fuck you. Now, verbally, the eyes say everything, man. Eye language, all that good shit, right? The energy. Like, here we go. Fucking how many hours to deal with your ass until you finally go to sleep. And that shit sucks, man. Like, it's funny because the cool thing is, like, when Like scenario, as an individual, I'm maxed out. Like I can't get any better at what I'm saying, what I'm doing. I'm just on the same exact story for the last 3 years. Simplify for everybody else, right? So remember this analogy wise, like a snake. A snake sheds its skin, right? So as humans wise, when you start going each layer of you wise, it gets stronger and wiser after breakups. People you dirty, etc. Wise, you program. You know, it's a new version of you. There's gonna be a lot of versions of you wise. Analogies. So the cool thing is all the versions of you guys can always talk to you. The older version can talk to the present version and forewarn you. See, like, yo, see, remember that red flag with whatever girlfriend number 3, whatever your father's situation? It didn't work out that good, man. You fell on your face hard and, oh shit, you know what? You're right. And that's the cool thing. All the versions of you can talk to each other. So you don't do the same mistake. Anyone that does the same bullshit mistake, if they keep cheating, keep drinking, what the fuck it is, it ain't no fucking mistake, man. The mistakes you do once or twice, cool. Maybe 3 nights to be nice. But no, the same fucking mistake is excuses. SOS stuck on stupid. 1.3 wrong answer. Fuck your excuses. It's called a habit, an addiction. When are you gonna break your addiction? Or lie to yourself, nah, I'm good. Fuck it, they ain't good. When everyone bitches about the exact same thing you're doing, yeah, it ain't no mistake, man. But when people are narcissistic, etc., those are disciples, they'll use every fucking lie, every excuse in the book to lie about the same fucking bullshit. And that's why as an individual, you're dealing with that bullshit. Once again, why do you allow it? And as an individual, I'm gonna say 1,000 fucking times to my last dying breath, man. By my side, I won't ever have a Spanish girl, a Hispanic, Latina, Spanish, a Spanish woman, Hispanic, Latina, Spanish, that she's actually working herself. She speaks either what I'm speaking or she's more open-minded. Especially, I say, not the fucking Spanish culture. If she's get offended by that, then guess what? I'm way too much for her. And that's why individual, the potential to be that in my DMs, they're Spanish. I tell them, this is the way I speak. This is who I am. So if I don't bother you, then we'll just be friend associate. There's nothing to pursue. Because I'm going to trigger you wise. Especially once again, if I observe scenario, you introduce me to your family, and then your brother's married, all that good shit, right? Talk about, acting cool. But me, I'm always judging, observing everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I see square and circles. Squares, empathetic people, circle narcissistic people, they're all on my face. So, you're in front of your face. I promise you, you just don't know that yet. So with that said, I can see that, oh yeah, well, guess what? He's not nice, he's acting nice. And from there, wise, they meet his wife, who cool, shake hands, chop it up. Okay, cool. She's definitely a square. Which typically in the Spanish culture, the female, la mandilona, aka empathetic wise. And us men, aka boys, we're machistas, more narcissistic wise. So that's why, I tell the Spanish queens in my DMs, I give them that scenario. So if I see your brother, you're introduced to whatever wedding and shaking quinceañera on bullshit barbecue, and then he's passing boundaries. He's taking all the young females out, etc. wise, right? Because they're offering love to the fullest. And his eyes are on you way too much. And then I see his wife just down. Because obviously she sees what he's doing. She's been dealing with it for whatever time period. Because I don't give a shit. I'm not going to say this. I don't care to ask how many you've been together. Like, I see toxic Spanish couple, like, baby girl, I pray for you, and that's it. So, but I tell him, so I see that shit. I'll check your brother, dead ass. I walk in front of everybody, give him the fuck, your baby boy. That's your wife, right? I just met you. But yeah, why? Well, yeah, beauty everywhere and lust everywhere, right? The cool thing is you scope her out, okay, she's on point, she's blessed, and that's it. But you're gawking, you stuck like Chuck in Spanish, babas. Your mouth's wide open, you got saliva and shit. You just like so fucking obvious you're passing boundaries, emotionally cheating to the fullest. So with that said, why you be married to her? And I'll tell the wife, yo, why you deal with them? It wasn't happening. Fucking the whole party didn't stop and shit. All eyes on me. My girl's probably getting a scenario right now. She might get embarrassed potentially wise. And then obviously the parents in the check her out like, yo, your dude's cool, whatever, but yo, what he did was so fucking wrong. Why? Because I'm making an example of their son, of the whole family. Like, yo, this guy do it to him, he'll do it to the rest of the family. Like, fuck yeah, I will. Like, ladies, queens, Spanish culture, and any culture, but Spanish culture, she kind of makes the American blue pill talk. Why the fuck do you allow that shit for? You go to fucking quinceañera weddings and you observe that shit and you're fucking there like, bro, the fucking door's right there. Why don't you leave? We got kids. Co-parenting. Isn't it hurt? Isn't it fucking hurt bad? It's gonna suck bad. Why? Because you're detoxing with codependency. If we need people, you don't need people, you want people if they want you. Then, the family's about to fall apart. Yes, it fucking is. Isn't it hurt bad? Trust me, you're single father of 8 kids. It sucks hella bad because you don't want the family to break apart. Or you stay traditionally like in the Spanish culture, you have that man-made bullshit title scenario. I stayed with my girl, my first baby mom, for 12 years. Let's say we stayed together, miserably as fuck. Did it for the kids. And just that bullshit title to tell my kids when they're older and graduate, chest wet. I would stay with your moms for 30, 40 years, whatever the situation is. That a bullshit man-made title? The fuck? No, fuck that title. So it's called co-parenting. And you tell your kids when they're older, like, you know, my boys tell me, like, why can't you be with moms? I was like, when you're older, I will have a conversation with you. So the intent is you don't do what your mother and I did. Break the cycle. So, you know, keep it humble. That's it. Keep it humble. And that's why individual, I say what I say to the fullest all the time. If y'all, like, you know, you're not Spanish, Hispanic, Latino, Spaniards wise, and you want to date us, especially the brown boys, fuck. Like my one-on-ones that go my lives wise, right? And the time about to partner with the woo, and I'm just observing, you know, hearing the conversation, whatever, because obviously it's about them, not I. And asking, yo, Queen, hermana, what's up? Quick question, like, your man, your husband, you know, what's his nationality, culture? What is he? Race, or whatever term you want to use. And they'd be like, and here's the best part, even if they're Spanish, but let's say they're, you know, the white girls, whatever, black, etc. They'd be like, oh, he's, you know, Latino, Hispanic. I'll be like, yo, Queen, what? That's your problem. You're fucking dating brown boys. They'd be like, but you're brown. Like, you're right, but I'm not a statistic. I'm more, in our culture, I'm a mandilon, quote unquote, soft. You know, I'm not a man, all the good shit. Too lovey-dovey, quote unquote, right? But I'm blunt as fuck now, right? So that's your problem, really? Deadass, man. You are dating lose a disciple. All this shit in that time, break it down to machismo. What's that? Okay, you speak Spanish, let me break it down to you. English is called narcissism. So I tell everybody, y'all speak a different tongue other than Spanish, and you know, and you do speak English. So I'll tell you, in the Spanish culture, a machista, right here, it's a narcissist. A mandilon, empathetic, empath. And then you have machismo, that's called narcissism. So I tell it out. So here's the kicker, right? I guarantee this is what your dude's doing, quote unquote. Go for it. So you gotta dress like a nun, right? You can't talk to nobody. So with that said, you know, he regulates you, right? But he can pass boundaries to all the fucking females he wants on this phone, liking pictures, passing DMs to the fullest, and you allow it. Why? That's the shit. Like, why you do that for? Well, I don't want to cause altercations, right? So you keep it humble. The downfall of keeping it humble. He gives no fucks. He's passing your boundaries, and he can do what the fuck he wants. And you stay there praying, planning, hoping. And you're religious too? Nothing's wrong with, like, okay, nothing wrong with religion, because once again, you go to God for church, you're loving it. You're actually there for church, right? Listen to the Bible, you know, God's word, right? But he's there because he does it just for a front, and that's it. At the same time, what's he doing? Shouting out the females, right? Because young girls go to church dressing like they go to the club and shit, showing everything off, etc. All the good shit, right? So he's planting boundaries at fucking church, at God's house. No respect to God when I say that now. See? And here's the best part. They'll be like, what? The door's fucking right there? What? The door's right there. What is holding you back from leaving? And I tell them simple. You have no kids? Nope. Cool. Yo, Queen. Fucking be like Forrest Gump and run for dear life. You have all rights to. But you worry about what's going to happen to him after I leave. Because you've been taking care of him, getting him altercations. You know, he drinks whatever the fuck, you calm him down. So you're just a fucking a pillow. You know? Oh, 2 seconds, guys.